I know, Tom, I know. You've been very patient. But you know, it ain't been easy for me either.
I suggest you persuade him to accept my final offer, otherwise he's going to lose it all.
We will lose it all.
Hi, my name is Jerry Yenko, producer of Slaughterhouse, and just want to talk a little bit about the film and how it came about. Rick, the director, and I were working for the Navy doing training films, and this was probably around 1985, 86, somewhere in that time frame. And we were bored to death doing Navy training films, and we decided to think about doing a feature film. And Rick had a script called Slaughterhouse, a horror film, and we decided to do a horror film because it's a good way to do a low-budget feature and make some money. So we decided to do that. Then we had to come up with a budget, and we put together a budget of $110,000. We decided, okay, we've got the budget, now we got to get the money, and how are we going to do that? Well, we approached our families, our friends, and their friends, and we put on presentations both in Kansas City, Missouri, which is my hometown. I had a lot of friends and family back there, and we did the same thing here in San Diego. Our initial amount of money we raised was $50,000, which was enough to get us started on the project. Over time, before we started filming, we actually did raise the entire amount of money, $110,000. In our initial planning, we came up with a 21-day shooting schedule. We thought we'd get through the whole film in 21 days. That wasn't the case. After the 21st day, we both had to go back to work for the Navy, and we ran out of money. And so we had filmed everything except the ending sequence of Slaughterhouse, and we knew it would take probably $10,000 or $15,000 more to do that, and probably another 3 or 4 days to film it. In the meantime, we did a trailer of the film and approached some people, and anyway, a dear friend of ours, Ed Dries, wound up loaning us, I believe it was $15,000 to complete the film. And then 3 months later, we had to assemble the crew, the cast, and the location to do the filming. 3 months later, we were able to film the ending of the film. We would literally shoot probably 18 to 20 hours every day. There were some nights we were filming that we had to stop filming because the sun was coming up. It took its toll on the crew and the cast both. We made it through, and we were able to complete the film. At least the photography end of it. And of course, as most people know, then we have to do the editing, and it took us almost a year to get the film to where we wanted it. So we finished the principal photography and needed to do the editing, and we needed some money for editing to pay our lab bills and to rent equipment for editing and to do the sound mix and do release prints, answer prints, that type of thing. So we put together a trailer, a 2 or 3 minute trailer, and we showed it to a producer's rep, who is a person who represents a producer and tries to sell the video to distributors. And so we did that, and we actually wound up getting $50,000 from Canada sale and a sale in Australia. That gave us $50,000 to complete the film. And we did, and in the meantime, we also made a home video deal with Embassy Home Entertainment, which became Charter Entertainment at the time. We also made a foreign sale to a company called Manson International. Sounds like we made a lot of deals, but I think the total amount of money that, as far as sales goes, was about $300,000. And one of the biggest problems we had was because we had gotten money for the film from our family and our friends, our number one goal, at least in my mind, was to get their money back. And not only get it back, but our intention was not to just make one film, but to start making more films as we went along, and hopefully our investors would keep investing with us. But it took so long to get our initial money back to our investors. It took a year and a half. I think, well, honestly, I think Rick and I were both pretty burned out on the project at that time, and I think we wanted to take some time off to be with our families. We both had young kids at the time, and anyway, as things went on, we haven't done another one yet, but you know, we still have hopes of doing that someday. Lessons learned. As filmmakers, We felt very confident that we could produce a high-quality project, and we did. From the distribution standpoint, we were pretty naive, and to be absolutely honest, we learned quickly that the distribution part of the film business is what'll make and break you, really.
Really pisses me off making another proposition to this guy.
Well, the one thing I learned in the legal profession, Tom, is you got to take care of number one. Everybody else is number two.